got about a 2-3 hour drive today, so we've got the tunes happening. We've made up our playlist and it's all about singing along today. Here's the quarantine bin just here, so if you're coming into South Australia with any fruit, then you can pop it into the bin there. It's an opportunity to dispose of any fruit that you've got, and there's a sign there letting you know what you can't bring into South Australia.
So I'm pretty sure this is a rookie error, but we may well have just overshot the South Australian border. We're coming around a bend, and then all of a sudden there's a sign saying, "Welcome to South Australia." So we may actually have already done our first border crossing, and we're here. We're in South Australia.
The boys are a bit disappointed. They were looking forward to like custom style, going into another country. Yeah. Pull out your passport.
At least a pat down from a friendly customs officer. But looks like we're here, so there you go.
We've gone from bush to pine tree plantation.
Hello from the Limestone Coast. We've been exploring the coastlines in Mount Gambier and Robe.
Here's our setup at Mount Gambier. Nice and easy to get into this one. We just reversed her in. We haven't gone with the floor this time. It's a pretty good bit of patch of grass, and there's even a bit of concrete just under the step. So it worked out pretty well for us. This week, our little friends, Jed, Alex and Harry, really wanted to get involved in the video making. As we travel around Australia, the whole plan for this was that they were going to do a little bit of the hosting too. So in this video, you're going to hear a little bit from them as well.
Oh, you can have a shower.
Oh, that's a great place for a shower.
Oh no, that's the
It's about Harry size too. So we're going to have a shower, Harry?
Apart from the fact that it's...
Hang on.
It's the dump.
It's the dump point.
The Limestone Coast is a unique area formed by the eruptions of volcanoes and the natures of limestone. Volcanoes? Luckily they didn't erupt while we were there. It's okay, Alex. The last eruption was 14,000 years ago. It was an eruption that formed Blue Lake. You mean Blue Lake is actually a volcano? Yes.
We headed out to Blue Lake to check out a volcano for ourselves. The Green Lake, or Valley Lake as it's known. On our way up the Centenary Tower. It's very steep, but we get awesome views. How's everyone feeling? Why? What's wrong?
Have a look.
You feel all that lactic acid in our legs?
That's just the steep bit. We made it to the top, Centenary Tower. We're at the very top of Centenary Tower, and the view is really worth it. It's very steep. Long walk, looking over Valley Lake, and off to the distance you can see Blue Lake. Two volcanoes. You can see Blue Lake just a little bit through there.
Right in the heart of Mount Gambier is the town hall, and next to that is the cave gardens.
Like really close, like right next door.
Right next door. This is a smaller sinkhole, and another one that you can go down into and take a look at the cave just from above and explore the area.
We're at the cave gardens, at the start of the cave gardens, and these have been here a long time. I'm about to check them all out. This is the entry. There you go. Oh, look at the size. Giant cave. One that we'd really been looking forward to going and checking out was the Sinkhole. Now this is really well known and pretty famous throughout the internet for travelling families and all other tourists to go and see. So when we got there, we couldn't wait to check it out. This is the Almfiston sinkhole.
They mustn't have any steps left.
They ran out of steps.
There should be a person. We visited the visitor centre, which is where the Lady Nelson is. That's the ship that the explorers came from Europe.
We're at Mount Gambier's information centre. There's a whole area under the Lady Nelson here. We're walking through the caves, the limestone caves, the Lady Nelson Information Centre.
Mom, ancient book engravings.
Yes. The Bowandics are the local Aboriginal people. I wrote this little work on the Bowandic tribe, having been intimately acquainted with them for over 35 years.
We went to the Engelbrecht caves. Now, this is a privately owned cave that has had a number of different owners, and the most recent owner, prior to be handed back to the government, was a guy by the name of Engelbrecht. And this cave, the reason why he bought it originally was as a dump for his distillery. Then all of a sudden he worked out it was a pretty good business and started going around to the butchers and all these different places and started dumping all this rubbish right in the town of Mount Gambier down this big cave hole.
Fortunately, years later they decided that that wasn't the best use for the cave and it should be removed. So they removed hundreds of tons of rubbish from the cave. It's now open to the public and it's a brilliant cave to go and look through.
There are 6 streets and roads on top and 19 houses as well.
We're going down into the cave. No videoing down there, so we are going down. Just don't touch it. No, not that.
On the way to Robe, we visited another cave. It was the Tantanoola caves. The Tantanoola caves have lots of stalagmites and stalactites. I can never remember which one's which. Well, Alex, did you know that stalagmites with an M, as in mountain, mountains grow up, so always remember that. And then there were stalactites, which are the other ones.
We're inside the Tantanoola cave here. A 16-year-old boy discovered this cave in 1930 and only 10 days later they opened it up to the public.
How they found them, they sent down a ferret down of what they thought was a rabbit hole and the ferret never came back. I'm not sure how many ferrets they went through, but they quickly decided to go down and explore, and once they came in here they discovered something amazing.
We've got the stalactites. They're up on the ceiling here, holding on tight. And we've got the stalagmites. A bit of a village happening over here, and there's the stalagmites as I mentioned.
These are unlike any of the caves we've seen so far. Pretty amazing.
And then the water then evaporates, and it leaves behind a calcite crystal around the edge. Yeah, and then it becomes like a straw. And so these stalactites are all like, they've got like straws, so they're hollow on the inside.
After checking out all the caves and the sinkholes, it was time to move further around the Limestone Coast, this time heading to Robe to check out some of the great beaches.
Alrighty, so we made it through Robe. We've managed to find somewhere to fill up with water and we're heading into the Little Dip Conservation Park. Our first off-road experience. Off-road is in dirt road. Let's see how we go.
This is all cut back pretty well.
So far.
So we were just cruising along down this track. Noticed a lot of bushes. It was a very skinny track, so we're just fitting through. And at that point I just said to Steph, gee, I hope no other 4 drives come this way or caravans, because we're going to have a bit of a problem. And then sure enough, right ahead of me, along came another Cara with another caravan behind it, which was our worst possible situation. So we had this very narrow track and 2 cars and 2 23-foot caravans, and we started to worry about how we're actually going to get past these guys. We couldn't go back, not because of the edge of the table, but because there was a really long path. the guy in front of us, he knew there was a bit back, so he started backing back. He's back. And once he got back, he actually ended up putting his caravan on essentially 110 degree, I'm just laying on the road, I was okay, on an 110 degree angle, sitting there, and he's waving me to come through. At that point, I'm looking at it going, oh my goodness, this is my brand new caravan, and I've got to now squeeze this past this guy. So I've tentatively started to drive forward. Steph's jumped out of the car to help guide me. I've come in right up close to him, just squeezing through the bushes, and we ended up getting so close that the cars, I'm looking in my rear view mirror, our cars got this close and our aerials were about to interlock. I could see just out of my rear view mirror, they were about to interlock. And I said to him, hang on, I think I can make it. And I got really close. They literally just touched. And then I said to him, Steph said, no, you're clear, you can go through. And then they managed to just pull through, got their caravan without tipping it, thank goodness, ended up coming down off the hill. And so at the end of that, I basically thought, you know what, this caravanning thing, I got this. I was feeling cooler than Batman with the Premiership Trophy.
Then we came up to another van.
Scared crapless.
There was
somehow we didn't scratch the vans, but literally they were both on an angle, and it was two ships passing in the night. It was tight like tiger.
We literally had about 3 centimetres in between the top of the vans.
We didn't get any footage of it because
we
were
had to work
equally
through
terrified, and Steph got out and had to coach him through it. And
that was the barrier between the two vans.
Unbelievable.
So we are booked into site number 1 in the Gums Campground, Little Dip Nature Reserve, National Park. So we're coming back into here, into number 1.
In Robe, we got the driving the beach. Any cars were allowed on it, but our Land Cruiser made the job easy. We found a good spot to stay for the afternoon, and we had lots of fun digging holes and going swimming.
So it's our first time down on the beach driving.
How left do you keep? I don't know.
The water, it's a pretty cool beach. Beautiful main street here in Robe, heaps of lovely looking shops. I could easily spend an afternoon wandering up on my own, I reckon.
Not in our budget.
Not this trip. Got the tourist information just coming up here.
It's a market.
If you're looking for maps, there is a market next to it. We're in Robe. That's the obelisk over there that we're looking over. And we've just got the lighthouse. Fairly new looking lighthouse just behind us.
We're going to check out the obelisk.
Old jail ruins. But the old jail. Ruins, all the footings, but they're well signed, so we can see exactly what was here.
Whoa, wait!
So Mount Gambier and Robe really was a geological oasis. Everything from sinkholes to caves. The Limestone Coast has so much to offer everyone.
It's all about nature. There's heaps to see. And in Mount Gambier in particular, as a family, we were so impressed at how much of that is actually free and how much you can go and explore without it cost you anything. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.